The section we're going to fill out today is in your Unit 4-5 flipbook. It's in section number 4. It's the bottom flap. It's the one part of the bottom flap that we haven't filled out yet. In a previous video, we have already filled out the bottom of this particular section. How do I convert vertex form to standard form? And we did that just by distribution. And we made a little notation class that we can recognize vertex form because it has one set of parentheses. And actually, you know what? I probably want to add here in this section. It's going to have a parentheses squared. That's going to show you vertex form. And then how do I convert intercept form to standard form, or intercept form to standard form? Intercept form will have two sets of parentheses and there will be no squared term. Again, we just use distribution to do that. So now we're going to go through the process of how do I convert standard form to vertex form. Please make sure you write your essential question in the box above. We've already talked about how to use completing the square to convert standard to vertex form, but there is a shortcut. So if you want to make a little note here underneath this title, this is considered the shortcut. And I would recommend using this method. If you get asked to convert standard form to vertex form, if it doesn't specify which way to do it, use the shortcut method. It's a lot faster. If it says convert standard to vertex form by using completing the square, then you have to go through the complete process. All right, let's go ahead and write over here our example equation so that we can see how this looks. Let's write y equals x squared minus 8x plus 6. We'll use that to kind of go through these steps. Okay, how to convert standard form to vertex form? Well, let's think about this, class. Vertex form just needs to know three things: the value of a, the value of h, and the value of k. And h and k come from the vertex. So if we can just figure out what the vertex of the standard form quadratic is, we've got our vertex form. And we've actually already learned this. And that's using the formula negative b over 2a to find the x value, of the vertex. Then we just plug that in to find the y value. And the x value will be the h value, and the y value will be the k value. So let's go ahead and do this. Step number 1, identify a, b, and c. Let's take a look at our example. In this case, a equals 1. B equals negative 8, and C equals 6. Now I'm going to comment, class. A lot of you, when you're actually trying to find the vertex of standard form, you're just skipping this step of writing A, B, and C. And the problem is, when you do that, you're likely going to mess up on the next step, and that is to find the x value of the vertex. The x value of the vertex, you're going to use negative b over 2a, and what's happening is you're forgetting to flip the sign of the b value. So I recommend take the 3 or 4 seconds, it's not that big of a deal, and write a, b, and c and put those values. And now you see that to find the h value by finding the x value of the vertex, so the x value is negative b over 2a, we're going to take negative 8, which is our b value, and flip the sign, so that changes in this case to positive 8. If b were positive, it would flip and change to negative. So we've got 8 on top, and then 2 times 1 on bottom, and that's just 8 over 2, and that equals 4. So 4 is actually our h value. And I'm going to write here, kind of go outside the box. Let's just put on here, this is h. Our x value of our vertex is our value for h. Next step, we're going to go ahead and take that h value, or that x value, plug it into the equation, and figure out what the y value is. Remember, we can find y values of anything by plugging in an x value. Well, we know the x value of the vertex is 4. So we're going to plug that in. Remember, in your calculator, always plug variables into your calculator in parentheses. So you're going to put it in your calculator like this. I'm also seeing a lot of mistakes with signs on this, and you got to put it in your calculator the way I'm writing it. It's 4 squared minus 8 times 4 plus 6. That came right from our equation, or right from our function if it's a function. Plug in the x value of the vertex, and out will come the y value. When you go ahead and solve this in your calculator, you're going to get the number -10. If that's the y value of the vertex, that's also k. So we know that k is -10 and h is 4. So to write our final equation, we're going to just take our normal vertex form. Let's go ahead and write it here. It's y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. And we're going to go ahead and plug in what we know. We got h, we got k. By the way, class, here's the cool part. The a value stays the same. It doesn't change. So our final answer is going to be y equals, and you can write a 1 for a if you want to. It doesn't hurt. You don't have to write it. 1 times x. Now, the h value is 4. We flip it when we put it in the equation. I'm going to make a note here so you see it is plus. It is plus 4. And that's going to be squared. And then the k value is minus 10. Let's put a little note here just to make sure you guys remember. We flip. Let me change that color so it matches. Or I'll just write it in red so you guys see it. We flip. Flip the sign. You know, actually, now that I think of it, I don't want to put that there, class. That might be confusing. You flip it when you put it in the equation. You don't flip it right now. So when it goes in the equation, it changes from a positive to a negative. And I just realized here, if you see this, I made a mistake on this. If h is positive 4, that means it changes to negative in the equation. Hope you guys caught that as I was going through that. So h equals negative when it goes in the equation, and that k value is 10. That's all there is to changing from standard form to vertex form.